Alright, when the shop is a mess, you know good things are happening, and today we're carving this elongated 1x1 Santa. You can see the tools running by as I talk here, or in the upper corner, and I think you're going to really enjoy this intermediate Santa project. It's, again, carved in a 1x1 by 6-inch piece of basswood. It's pretty straightforward, but with some twists and turns that make it a really good time, so let's get into it. Hey folks, so today we're carving a 1x1 by 6-inch Old World Santa. We used to have these, my mom would pull these Old World Santas out, nice tall, thin, skinny ones by the mantle place, and I have not seen them in many years, and today I thought it'd be cool to recreate them. Let's go through the tools list. So as you can see, I'm wearing a glove. This is a cooking glove. It's a culinary glove. It's fiberglass. Kevlar knit would be great too, and the little grippies on them are really helpful, so I suggest you get one of those. This is not quite as grippy. I've also got a ruler. I've also got a pencil and a strop. And the strop is great to have nearby. Have that on hand because you're going to need to strop as you're progressing through your project, or at least I do. I like to strop in between, or at least at the beginning and end of a project. So to start, I want to take the corners off of this piece of wood. And once again, I will link a piece of the 1x1 basswood where you can get it on Amazon for this project. You're not going to spend a ton of money on basswood if you're buying it in 1x1 by 6 form. It's readily available. The European stuff is nice. The basically southern states of the United States, they make really great wood as well. We grow much softer woods in the south than we do up here in the north because of the rate of growth, at least that's my assumption. Okay, so I'm taking the corners off, and to start this I want to make a marking of the bottom of the brim of the hat at the 7/8 of an inch mark. We're going to carve this on the corner, and obviously you can tell I've really been enjoying these 6-inch by 1x1s. Okay, so we've got the 7/8 of an inch or 22 millimeter marking there. And I'm going to make an indent, a cut, a little V cut. Not an indent, silly. Like so. Soft V coming in about, say, 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little bit more. 3/16. Okay, there's that. That's good. Next, I'm going to take the angle of the hat back. So you can see I've just taken from the cut that we just made, back, cutting that area back to create the tilt of the hat. You know, this setup process is very much like if you've done the elf that I posted. It's a similar type of a project in terms of the initial setup. A little bit of a difference in proportions. This one will be a little bit more realistic in terms of the proportions. Anyway, that said, I'm starting to round off the tip of the head, almost like taking it to a soft point. You can clean off the edges. Now if you have a hard time cutting through end grain being the top and bottom of the piece of wood that we have, you might need to take some time to sharpen. Again, that's why I have the strop. In fact, I often strop in the middle of a project like this, as I said earlier, and I think it's just a normal part of carving to strop. I don't think they strop or sharpen their tools enough. Alright, so we've got that nice soft top. I'm going to take this cut that we just made, this channel, and I'm going to cut it back at an angle into this piece, like so. Kind of a rough line, but you can see the idea. Same thing over here on the other side. Just making a line and then cutting up to that line. Okay, you can see here I've kind of narrowed the sides coming along the side of the hat. You can connect it at the back side here. there it is. Okay, I'm going to take the edge off. I'm going to especially take a little bit more off of this side. I'm going to leave a little bit of extra room for the ball on the other side here, but take a little bit more off of our right side here, his left. Angle this back. You can even round the back here as well. And basswood is such a delight to carve if you've got a nice sharp tool. Some pieces are harder than others. Of course, I talk about that a lot because some of you have struggled with basswood and have noticed that it's a little bit harder than the basswood that I'm carving. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to come down, well, about, let's say, oh goodness, maybe half an inch or so from the tip. I've got a dirty ruler here. This thing has seen better days. Half an inch from the, let's go on the side here. Half an inch from this front view here. Make a little line. Like so, and then I'm going to draw a little circle right above that line. Just like that. This is going to be the ball of the hat. So I'm going to make a stop cut beneath that. How about I put my ruler down? Let's drop this bad boy just a little bit. Could use a little tune up. A little tune up. Alright, so I'm coming beneath the ball with the stop cut. Coming alongside either side of the ball. You can keep it square for now. It's easy to turn a square thing into a ball. Just box it in. Like so. We've got a little spot for where the ball will be on the side of him. Okay, that's good. I'm going to angle this back here. Alright, so next thing I want to do is I want to separate this ball area from the rest of the body, or of the hat. So I'm going to take a little V groove along the side here, coming off to the side. Cut that out, should just pop right out. See that? Boom. Got that nice separation. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, the forms in this guy are going to be kind of elongated and thin, obviously. We're working with a small piece of wood here, and so, or a narrow piece of wood that is, and so we'll have to accommodate the design for that. And that's kind of neat because that's the way these Santas, at least the ones I grew up with, it's the way that they were carved. Okay, so let's go ahead and come down from the very top of the piece of wood about 1.5 inches, or about 1 inch down from the original, well, let's just, yeah, stick with the 1.5 inches. Let's do that. So I would use a pencil here normally, but I've already got the knife in my hand, so I'm just going to do that, use that. You guys want to know something funny? I made a little mistake. The hat is actually 7/8 of an inch from the top here, and I have it at 1 inch. So I'm going to raise the brim of the hat just a little bit to bring it closer to that 7/8 of an inch. Actually, I have it a little longer than 1 inch. Don't know what happened there. I think I added the 1/8 onto that inch. Anyway, we're in good shape though. Just going to take this brim down a bit. And I guess it's good for you guys to see that it's normal to make mistakes. It's the way carving is. You have to adjust, and sometimes it's the wood's fault, and in this case it's my fault. So I'm just going to take this whole hat, bring it up by, about 1/4 inch. That's better. I thought things were a little long. There we go. Good, good, good. Okay, now we're in good shape. So from that 1.5 inch mark from the top, we can even stretch that a little longer if we want to. Now we're getting somewhere. So I'm going to come maybe just even below that 1.5 inch mark, just a little bit. Give us a little more room for the beard. Long, nice long beard. Let's go 1.3 inches. Like so. Make a little stop cut. So this is the bottom of the beard. I'm gonna make an angle cut off to the side of that cut like so. Notice the way that I'm creating a wrap around. It's kind of an upward turn by making these planes slightly tilted at an angle upward. The same thing here. Okay, nice, good stuff. All right, moving on. Let's go about 2 1/4 inches or 57 millimeters from the bottom of the beard. And that's where and of course I'm not using the pencil. I usually use the pencil, and I guess I should go back to it because not all of you are going to be able to carve and hold the ruler. That's kind of dangerous actually. So this line is going to indicate the bottom of the hands. So I'm going to make a little V cut on the sides here to indicate the bottom of the hands. Well, that's that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, that's that. Sometimes you got to go a little too far so you can know how far to come back. Or something profound. Just insert a profound quote there. All right, see you guys.